Welcome to the Real Estate Syndication Show. Whether you are a seasoned investor or building a new real estate business, this is the show for you. Whitney Sewell talks to top experts in the business. Our goal is to help you master real estate syndication. And now your host, Whitney Sewell.
Are you interested in automatically collecting investor commitments and processing distributions? InvestNext offers these features and more, giving you the opportunity to manage your entire portfolio on one institution-grade platform. At LifeBridge Capital, prior to partnering with InvestNext, our team struggled to provide visibility for our investors. We needed the ability to share data on our projects, process payments, and view performance all in one place. Since adopting InvestNext, my team has the tools they need to effectively manage the entire life cycle of each syndication. From capital raising and waterfall calculations to distribution payouts and securely delivering K1s, we have everything we need in one platform. These features give our investors access to all their data in one place. We no longer are wasting time fielding basic investor inquiries about their investment performance. They're able to log in, see all of their documents, view their capital accounts, as well as invest in any current offerings, all from their mobile or desktop browser. If you want to learn more, book a demo at investnext.com and enter the promo code Whitney for 15% off your first 3 months.
This is your daily real estate syndication show. I'm your host, Whitney Sewell. If you are watching this, then you will see that my setup is a little different than normal, but I'm going to get into that in a minute. And so recently, I received a question from an investor that I thought would be useful content to share with you, our listener, whether you are a passive investor or whether you are an operator or an up-and-coming operator. This will probably be a question you'll get at some point, but I don't know that I've been asked this before. So I thought I wanted to share it so you would be prepared on either side of that coin, whether you're the passive investor or whether you are the operator. I want you to think through this question a little bit, and maybe it won't seem so out of the norm for you, but I've not been asked this too many times. And before I get to that question, though, I want to remind you that LifeBridge Capital just launched a fund. It's a 506c fund. I would encourage you to go to the website and check it out if you are looking to invest and add more real estate, cash flowing real estate to your portfolio. I would encourage you to go look at that or call or text me, email me. My information's all over the website and happy to get you information. We look forward to partnering with you. But that question is, man, Whitney, you've scaled so fast. How are you prepared for that growth? What are you doing to hedge against just the risk of that growth, right? And so that was the investor question. And it made me think about it a little bit. But we've done so many things to prepare for growth. But I wanted to back up and share with you way back as far as some things that have helped me to prepare for the growth that we've had and are having now. But ultimately, when we first started LifeBridge Capital and started the daily podcast, all those things, I overcommitted. You've probably heard me talk about that. If you've been listening to the show very long, I did a show on that alone, just overcommitting and how that has helped me personally and our business in so many ways. By overcommit for the podcast alone, it pushed me, right? It pushed me to scale, pushed me to build teams, pushed me to hire people to do things that I knew that I could not get done. If I had done a daily or weekly show, I would have tried to have done everything. I would have tried to do the audio editing, the video editing, the show notes, and posting the show to social media, all those things. Finding guests alone is nearly a full-time job. But by doing a 7 days a week, 7-day a week show, I knew from the beginning that I could not get it all done. And so that it threw that option out the window completely. I knew I had to hire people. I knew that it was going to take finding professionals for these different tasks, these different things, right? And so that's what we did ultimately, is built that team from people all over the world who are experts in specific parts of the podcast process, production process. And now we have a whole production team and I had it in-house for like 170 to 200 shows. Ended up hiring it out to a production company for a while for many hundred shows or a few hundred shows. And then I brought it back in-house nearly a year ago now. So I built another team and we're producing our show. We're producing even shows for other people now. If you're interested or you're starting a show or you have a show and you've been doing all those tasks, you send me an email or something. We'll talk about possibly producing a show for you. But that overcommitting to a 7-day-a-week show, it pushed me, right? It caused me to learn many skills to do that have helped me to continue to scale our real estate business, our brand, and our team, right? I had to learn to hire people and find people with those skills I did not have. And so, we have so many different team members now, right? And I went into this with this investor. I was like, our team has grown also, and we're looking to hire more people, very soon. From the production team, I have 5 full-time people in the Philippines that help me, and they do nothing but work for me and the production side of the podcast and some multimedia marketing and media stuff. And then my executive assistant, I went through a big process to find her. And through a process called Topgrading, I would encourage you to go back and look at some shows. I can't remember, this was probably about a year ago as well. But I went through a process called Topgrading, and I did a few shows where I went through how we did that. We narrowed it down from like 700 applicants to like 30, and then to like 12 or 15, and then down to 4 or 5, I think, actual interviews. And we did tandem interviews. Sam and I, my business partner, and I did tandem interviews, for those last 4 people. But there's many steps there that were crucial in finding that Class A talent, but doing it in a manner that it didn't take, analyzing every application, hundreds and hundreds, right? There's no way that you could get through all of those and do it well. But, from my executive assistant to my investor relations manager to, Sam and his assistant now, everybody has specific skill sets that they're very good at. Right. We just hired an acquisitions director. He's been in commercial real estate since the mid-90s. And so he has so much experience. He was asset managing over 11,000 units. He has so much experience. And so it's building a team of people, right, that are way ahead. Right. It doesn't mean that everybody's brand new to this business, just because it looks like we've had a lot of growth, which we have. And the Lord has really blessed our business and I give him all the credit for that. But he's also helped us to build an amazing team of Class A talent. So I just want you to think about that question. I want you to think about how you would answer it. I want you to think about how you are prepared for that growth. And even like the show, actually, somebody asked me earlier, they're fixing to start a daily show. And they said, we have 15 shows lined up. Is that enough to go ahead and launch? And I said, I would have 60. Right. I had 60 shows in the bank. And not that you would have to have that many, but it just sets you so further ahead by having that bank there. Right. And my whole point is, having somebody to speak into what you're doing that's already been there and done that. Right. It is crucial. Let's say they launch with 15 shows and then somebody gets sick or they can't record for a week. Well, now they're just a few days ahead, and they just haven't set themselves up for success, right? So even just that one question is crucial by asking and talking to people who have been there and done that. So whether it's mentors, whether it's people on your team, that's how we're hedging against any kind of hiccups, right, in the growth process. Do we expect them? Well, of course. That's going to be any business. It doesn't matter how established you are. You should always be learning. You should always be growing in one way or another. And so it was a great question. How are you prepared for that kind of growth? And ultimately, it's through our team. It's by finding amazing people that are good at what they do. That has been the key to our just success and in growth, right? And even we're fixing to hire an acquisitions director. We're fixing to hire somebody that's full-time marketing. And, so we can just continue to improve. But the first few pieces were, hey, I need an assistant, right? I need somebody that can help me, figure my time out, right? Minimize my inbox. So, that's not just taking over my life. It was quickly finding that investor relations person. So we can just give, the best service we possibly can to our investors. And so then just growing, right? And building on out from there. Sam needed an assistant, and then we find an asset manager and we're continuing to grow. So we can do things better. But remember, it's finding top-notch people to add to your team. Hope you've enjoyed this quick question from this investor and just parts of my answer that I hope help you and to think through your growth. And if you're wondering about the quality of this audio, if you're just listening, or if you're watching on YouTube, obviously my mic is quite different than normal and my setup, but hey, my computer was hit by lightning. I recorded like 7 shows and my computer was then hit by lightning and it would not come back on. And so it's been quite a mess, but man, the show must go on. And I just wanted to encourage you, hey, have not only surge protection on your electricity that's supplied to your computer, but also on your Ethernet cable. That's where it came in and fried my computer. So just a little quick tip there and what happened to me. Hope you'll go back and listen to those shows about top grading and also check out the LifeBridge Capital Fund. I hope you'll go to the website and check that out and reach out if we can help you, whether it's with investing, growing your business, or you're a passive investor, or any way you want, or podcast production. Hey, I want to help you. Reach out. Whitney at LifeBridge Capital. See you tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to the Real Estate Syndication Show, brought to you by LifeBridge Capital. LifeBridge Capital works with investors nationwide to invest in real estate, while also donating 50% of its profits to assist parents who are committing to adoption. LifeBridge Capital, making a difference, one investor and one child at a time. Connect online at www.lifebridgecapital.com for free material and videos to further your success.